tongue that feeds the lips. Welcome, welcome. Greetings, it is I, that Canadian fangirl. Back after a unfortunate break. Life happened. I was unable to record last week. I won't get into it. I won't get into it. I was in the hospital. I won't get in the hospital. My blood sugar spiked. I am now diabetic. So that's fun. But I am back. We're gonna unfortunately skip my episode that was gonna. Unfortunately, last week's episode topic is gonna get skipped for the time being until the foreseeable future. So we're just gonna move on to Spider-Man 2, particularly Marvel's Spider-Man 2, the PS4/PS5 game, because I recently beat the game, and it's really fun, and I want to talk about it. So, I don't know. First off, let's just talk about Marvel's Spider-Man. I am so glad I bought Marvel's Spider-Man. That game is amazingly fun. It's like, it is exactly what you want from a Spider-Man game. You're swinging around as Spider-Man, you're playing as Peter, you're playing as Spider-Man, he's got the quips, he's got the moves, the story is great, the characters are really endearing, it's a fun time. It's like, I absolutely love the first Spider-Man game. I thought that game was great. The relationship between Peter and Octavius was really well fleshed out and well done. You know, Peter and Miles, I like the relationship with Peter and MJ. It's like a fun game. It's a really fun game. And gameplay is like some of the best. You know, it is so satisfying. Knocking guys into the air and just wailing on them as Spider-Man and webbing them to walls and throwing them around with your webs. Oh my god, it's so fun. And then of course it ends with obviously Miles getting his spider powers, so you get Spider-Man Miles Morales, which is again, for what it is perfectly fun. It's like, it's a shorter game, it's also supposed to be kind of a DLC campaign for the first game, only a focus on playing as Miles, and I actually really like playing as Miles. I think he's really fun. I like the electric powers. I love turning invisible as Miles, because stealth is so much fun. But, and again, still great characters, it's a great story, gameplay's still fun, still good game. So, yeah, I was highly excited for Marvel's Spider-Man 2. I waited until Christmas, because I really didn't want to buy 2 games on that day, because I also wanted to check out Mario Wonder, so I waited. And, my god, Marvel's Spider-Man 2 was worth the wait. Oh my god, as soon as I got Marvel's Spider-Man 2 on Christmas this year, I think I played like a week later. I think I beat the game in a month. Like, oh, so good. It's so fun. Oh, let's talk about it. And yeah, safe to say I'm probably gonna go into slight spoilers for the Insomniac Spider-Man game. So if you haven't played the game, you have been warned. But I'll keep it vague for the most part and just go to general, opinions. But pretty good follow-up. It is a worthwhile sequel to the original, and now that I played it, I am so hurt that it got no recognition at the Game Awards. It's like, nothing? Nothing! Oh, the Game Awards are so dumb. But yeah, it takes place a year after the first game, so it's probably a couple months after Miles Morales. And Like, Peter's still doing his thing. He's basically trying to, get his life together. Miles is getting ready for college, and then Craven and his hunters show up in New York, and you're fighting a bunch of hunters. Haley shows up, and that introduces the black suit, so we get Venom and the black, and oh, it's a well-told story. And oh, there's so many things about that game that I can just go into that I absolutely loved. I'll talk about the two individual stories first. So you have Peter's story and you have Miles' story, because really, yeah, there's technically one story, but the two of them are different characters and they have different arcs. And I'm gonna say this: I really like playing as Miles. Like, Miles is a fun character to play as, and maybe this is why, but I love stealth in these games. Like, this playing as Miles is randomly, turning invisible, zipping into the water, and just stealthing a room full of guys is so satisfying. And then you have to do stealth as Peter, and just as satisfying. It was so fun stealth, just taking down hunters in stealth. It's like, oh, this is so fun. Oh. But yeah, I mean, Miles' story is pretty straightforward. Because he's trying to, get into college, and, Spider-Man getting in the way. So you have the young, Spider-Man story that I think we all are used to. But it was Miles, and it's different. And I like kind of where his story takes him. I like the fact that part of his story is Merton Lee escapes. And we all know what Merton Lee did in the first game, and particularly with Miles' connection to Lee and the video bombing and Miles' father. So, yeah, he's obviously going to be hurt. And a lot of his story comes down to basically seeing, these these villains as more than just villains. Like, I love the resolution that Miles has with Lee. It's like, it's really nice. Particularly because it kind of gives Lee a lot of depth. It's like, and he, to be fair, more than Lee in the first game had decent depth. Like, you kind of knew, why he was doing what he was doing, but you don't sympathize with him because he was practically, hurting people. But it's like, when you kind of see him in this game, it's like, yeah, he's kind of more than just Mr. Negative. So, like, it's kind of a nice character, and, Miles basically, kind of becoming amiable with the man who technically the reason his father was dead is a really nice character arc for him, and a lot of Miles, the stuff you do with Miles is basically, going down that. Like, I wasn't surprised I liked the Mysterium side quest as much as I did, because they are your challenge in this game is basically going into the Mysterio portals and basically, fighting once the dudes, and those are fun in its own right, because when you get so much more powerful, those things are so much fun to take out. Just whipping guys. But that whole storyline comes down to the fact that Quentin Beck is not Mysterio, and he's technically trying to move past Mysterio, and a lot of Miles' thing is basically seeing these villains not for who they are as villains, but for who they were before they became villains, and it's like, actually a lot of Spider-Man 2, Marvel Spider-Man 2, is about these villains basically, trying to regain their lives from before they became villains. Like, the opening fight scene, fighting Marco as Sandman, is, you're not, the whole Sandman thing is basically realizing he's put his criminal ways behind him and he's trying to, go on a better path, and then Craven shows up and is basically, targeting all these villains to basically, for his hunt, and it's like, yeah, you're seeing these villains as basically more than just, baddies for Spider-Man to fight, and it does something that really, I don't know, it kind of humanizes, Spider-Man's villain roster, and Spider-Man's Rogue Alley is probably now my favorite Rogue Alley in a comic book. It's like, oh my god, Spider-Man has a great array of villains. Like, oh my god, in this game alone, like, watch everything in the villain pops up, it's like, I like these guys a lot. Like, you had Tombstone basically, was redeemed himself. You had, again, Mysterio, the whole thing with Black Cat. And then you had all the villains, again, Mr. Negative, and then you had all the villains that were unfortunately, victims of Kraven. Scorpion, I think Electro was in there, Vulture, and it's like, now I'm really sad that those villains are dead. It's like, oh, I like them. They were fun. They had fun personalities. It's like, I'm kind of upset that they all dead. But like, yeah. But yeah, I really like most of the storyline. And it makes me appreciate a lot of Spider-Man's Rogue Alley a lot more. And Peter's storyline is some of the best writing. And like, yeah, it opens up, he gets fired from his teaching job at Miles' school. He's basically, just trying to, he's doing a Spider-Man thing, just trying to, do the best, he's trying to figure out, what's going on with him and Mary Jane, trying to figure out if Mary Jane wants to move in, and, they want to take the next step, and Mary Jane has an issue with her job, and then Haley shows up again, and Peter and Haley's relationship is really wholesome, and I really like, their whole situation. Like, I like the little flashback you get of them sneaking into the school, and Haley gives, offers Peter a job, which is really nice, and Peter finally has a job that he can be proud of on top of, his Spider-Man work, which is he's doing research to help people, which is what Aunt May would have wanted, because Aunt May was all about helping people. And Haley's whole thing is basically, he's using this symbiote to basically, heal the disease, but the symbiote basically transfers to Peter with how Peter gets the black suit, and it corrupts him because of the black suit, and everything with the black suit is really fun. Like, okay, from a gameplay standpoint, black suit, super fun to play. It's like, oh my god, the symbiote powers with like the spike is like, oh, it's so fun. It's so fun to take out mobs of enemies with the venom powers. Like, it's not venom, because that's mild. Symbiote. Yeah, symbiote powers. Oh, that's so fun. And it's great writing. I think everyone pointed out that Yuri Lowenthal, when he's doing Angry Peter, was just channeling Sasuke again. I can't say I know full well what a Sasuke voice is like, and I haven't watched Naruto, but yeah, Yuri's going hard, and I love Yuri Lowenthal. He's probably my favorite Spider-Man. He is probably my favorite interpretation of Spider-Man. Hands down, I think everything about his Peter Parker, his Spider-Man, is so raw. He just embodies the character, and it's like, that's, like, he is Spider-Man to me. He is my Spider-Man. It's like, closely followed by probably Joss Keaton from Spectacular Spider-Man, who's my runner-up. But it's like, man, I love Yuri. And I'm so upset that he didn't win Best Voice Acting. It's like, dude was robbed. I think dude was robbed twice. Did you heal him in the first game when he was crying in the ending of the first Spider-Man game? It was like, oh my god, the raw emotion. Like, it was getting me teary-eyed. It's so good. But yeah, I love Yuri. Yeah, well, that being said, yeah, the character of Yuri comes back, and I do like that side quest, because the side mission in Spider-Man 2 was still really good. Like, and again, all of them kind of have, kind of a focus on villains. Like, you have the stuff with Marco, with the Sandman stuff, which is really nice. The Mysterium that Miles has to do, well, fun challenges. The photo taking is back, which is always nice. Photo taking was... Oh, the EMF experiments were fun. Like, I actually really like the EMF experiments. I thought they were really fun this game. I do love the fact that I won't go into exactly what they were. But some were like really like, oh my gosh, this is so kooky. I love this. The Hunnel blinds were entertaining again. Love stealthing the Hunnels. Yeah, there was some good stuff in Spider-Man 2. Like Insomniac taught themselves with this game. It was great. Like the side quests in this game were really fun. And a lot of them like traveling around the city in this game was a lot of fun. I love the web wings. Like learning exactly how the best way to get around the city was a lot of fun. You could swing and then you can go into your web rings and basically glide yourself through the city, and then you basically quick zip to basically get around certain buildings so you can basically keep your altitude up. And you had the aircons to basically get you across the water so you can get to Brooklyn. Like, I love the fact that it was more than just the island of Manhattan. It was you had Queens, you had Brooklyn in the game, and that basically made New York seem a lot bigger. Cause I don't know, it felt like you spent a lot less time in basically the areas you were in the first game, and now you have new areas to explore. It was fun. So the boss fights in this game were great. It's like Mogo Sandman was a great opening boss fight. Basically get you reacquainted to how Spider-Man 2 was gonna play. All the Hunter fights were good challenges. Showing that they had new things, the parry system, dodging, all that stuff, fun. I mean, the Kraven boss fight was great. Oh my god, Kraven was... I actually really like Kraven as a boss fight. I like Kraven as a character. Like, I don't know a lot about Kraven the Hunnel because he's kind of a... I mean, to be perfectly honest, in terms of Spider-Man's rogue, I like Kraven, like, I don't know, D-tier? It's like, he's not one of those villains that basically comes up a lot when you think of Spider-Man. When you think Spider-Man, you think Doc Ock, Green Goblin, Sandman, Electro, Vulture. It's like you don't really think Kraven the Hunnel. So this is my first experience with really the guy outside of a couple of one-offs and a couple of animated. I saw Ultimate Spider-Man. I think it was in that. He's okay. But man, I loved Kraven in this game. Was great. Oh my god, that dude had depth. It's like, and not even a lot of depth, because his whole thing was basically, I just want the ultimate hunt. I just want the ultimate prey species that I can hunt, so that I can basically, go out, so that basically I can go out, satisfied with, basically, life. Like, if I'm going to die, I'm going out hunting the ultimate prey. And it's like, the ultimate prey, all the superpowered weirdos in New York. It's like, yeah, that checks. And like, oh my god, he's so interesting. Like, the fact that basically his whole thing is basically just, I just want a good hunt. And when he gets down to it, he's basically, kidnapping a bunch of former supervillains who have repented, trying to I get both Ed and Neil, the way they got their pals, that they have their pals again, to like basically fight them in a one-on-one fight, thinking that they can take him down, and when they can't, he's disappointed, so he's killing himself the bigger and better prey. And then he turns his eyes on Peter, because obviously Spider-Man would be a good hunt. And with all the shit happening in that game with Peter, because he had what's going on with Haley, with stuff with Dr. Connors, the black suit, Peter is in an angry, volatile state, so he is more than willing to want to take out Kraven. I love the resolution to basically how they get around the Kraven thing. I won't go into major spoilers because the game's still new, but it's like, that house that be with Kraven going to the boss fight was just chef kiss. That was so well done. Particularly when they had the working Miles, and they had the working Miles, the black suit, MJ, Haley, and culmination of everything. That thing was amazing. And then, of course, it leads into more greatness with Haley's response to basically, getting, the symbiote back, which leads to Venom. Okay, technically the spoiler, but I think we all knew Venom was going to be in the game, because Haley had the symbiote. I think that was in the trailer, so it's like, yeah, I think it was kind of, I mean, Peter got the black, and I think we kind of knew Venom. I think you kind of know Venom's going to be in the game, but it's a great portrayal of Venom. It's like, Haley's whole thing with Venom is great. The entire blast act of the game is so fun. It's good storytelling too. Basically, Peter trying to get Haley, basically trying to, get the Haley, you have the scene with MJ with. I mean that whole scene with MJ and Scream was so fun. This is gonna be weird. That was the boss fight where I realized, you can see the health bar, and you can see how many stages you have to fight. I didn't know. Okay, I wasn't looking at the health. I wasn't looking below the health bar, so I didn't see. There's like four stages to fight. Okay. Thank you, Scream. That was fun. But yeah, that was great. The stuff that how the symbiote is gonna affect New York was really creepy, but also really interesting. It's like, I'm not sure that that's the thing that they've ever done with the Venom stuff, but it's like, yeah, that was great. That being said, when you got the stuff with Venom and Kraven, I thought it was like, this is basically how Venom 3 is gonna look at the Kraven and the Hunter. This is basically the two Sony's two Spider-Man movies, Venom 3 and Kraven the Hunter. It's like, this is the reaction of Venom 3 to Kraven the Hunter. Done. It's Venom or the Kraven. Which movie's gonna win? Probably Venom. That being said, I am optimistic for Kraven the Hunter because I don't know. I like the way Kraven was portrayed in this. So it's like, maybe I kind of am interested in see what they're gonna do with Kraven in the movie. I doubt it's gonna be good. I've met him when it apparently sucks, so. But it's like, I don't even know what Sony's doing with that anymore. But I don't want to get into that because everyone's talking about Sony's weird Spider-Man universe thing that they're trying to do. It's like, okay, Sony, whatever. But probably see Madam Web sometime next month. But I'm getting off. Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2. The final boss with Venom, I think we all knew, was great. I really like how they split the final boss between Peter and Haley. No, sorry, Peter and Miles. So you had Peter fighting Venom, and that was kind of, emotional because you could, it was Peter trying to, speak to Haley on, kind of a more emotional level to kind of get through to his best friend, because he didn't want to kill his best friend. And it's like, man, I felt the relationship between Peter and Haley in that game. It's like, oh, I felt their history and their relationship. It's like, honestly, if Peter and Haley ended up together instead of Peter and MJ, I would not play not hang out. Like, there was a bromance going on between the two of them, and it was really like, now kiss. Never gonna happen because Peter has MJ, but But yeah, and Miles basically fighting Venom kind of works because, I mean, that's more on the kind of the it's kind of less it's not as personal with Miles because he doesn't really know Haley, but it's like he knows enough about him through Peter, and Miles knows what's right. And Miles at this point has basically become a really good Spider-Man. Like, it's there's some great stuff with the characterization, because Peter gets a lot of characterization in this game, because you kind of see him, basically, trying to get his life together, but that's always kind of been Peter's thing, so it is more of the universe Peter. Miles is clearly coming to his own as basically in the other Spider-Man. And by the end of the game, he's 100% has become New York Spider-Man. That's not Peter. And you feel like the fact that if something happened to Peter, Miles will be able to, take care of the city by himself. Like, he is now fully capable of, taking care of New York. I know enough about Miles' story to know that I'm pretty sure Peter has to die at one point, so I was kind of expecting maybe, we were going to get a Peter death, but it's like, they're going to kill him in this game, but maybe in Spider-Man 3, if it's something that's doing that, what they probably are, because what they probably are, it's like, yeah, I could probably see a Peter death. Like, they have, Peter, comes swings in and basically helps Miles in Spider-Man 3, and it, and somehow Peter ends up, either sacrificing himself for Miles, or end up taking a fatal blow, and Miles has to basically, carry on without Peter. Which is probably gonna happen, but hopefully not, because I like Peter, but if it was just Miles, I'm okay with that, because I really like Miles as a character. Like, Miles in these games basically become his own character, and I like him for different reasons. I like Peter, but I still like playing as Miles. I like playing as both, so yeah, I can see it. And of course, you always there is MJ, who is playable, and I do like the fact that she's still doing stealth, but at least now they gave her a gun, so she can basically take down enemies herself without, having to be helpless. This is really fun. That's probably the funniest thing, because I came up with so many glitches in Marvel Spider-Man 2. During the Mary Jane stealth segment in the zoo, my game glitched. Like, the two guys were just basically standing there, but the game was still playing, so when I went to go take him down, MJ took a guy down, but he was still standing upright, so MJ did the takedown movement on nothing. It was the funniest shit. It's like, oh my... And it happened so many times. I got so many glitches in this game. It's like, what? Oh my god, why is this game so glitchy? I glitched into a building! I don't even know how that happened! I was swinging in New York. I somehow swung into a high-rise, and I could see out because I could see through the windows and the doors, but there were walls, so I was going in a building, and I couldn't get out. I was like, how do I get out of this? How do I get out of this? It was so funny! Thank God you can switch between the two, because I just swapped, I think I swapped the Miles, and then immediately swapped back to Peter, and I was out of the building, but it's like, I don't even know how that happened! Oh my god. So glitchy, I love it. I'm really, ow! How did that happen? Oh my god. But yeah. I mean, and we're all getting Spider-Man 3 because the game ends on Norman talking to Octavius, and Norman's heavily foreshadowed in green. So like, okay, we're getting the Goblin. Like, it's been foreshadowed that Norman's gonna be the Goblin for like since the first game. So, well, obviously, if we get Spider-Man 3, Norman's gonna be the Green Goblin. Probably gonna try to go after the Spider-Man. Which will be really fun. I'm looking forward to that. I do like the fact that they didn't kill. I won't go into that because I won't go into spoilers. But yeah, I will say this Norman Osborn though. I feel bad for him in this game because I don't want him to lose his son. Norman, this entire thing isn't 100% your fault. Everything in the Spider-Man games is because of Norman Osborn. I'm sorry. It's like even the first game, it's like, well, it's Octavius. It's like, yeah, Octavius and Lee were technically the main villains, but it's like, they probably wouldn't have basically, released Devil's Breath, and Lee would have, had the city. Well, I mean, if Norman wouldn't have, ruined their lives, like, Norman did ruin Octavius' life. Like, Octavius unleashing Devil's Breath was basically, trying to get back at Norman Osborn. So it's like, yeah, Norman, you could have had that coming. That was all on you. This game, it's like, yeah, I feel bad for you, Norman. You're the one you brought this on yourself. It's like, you're the one who asked a bunch of scientists to basically take a alien symbiotic parasite and apply it into Haley to basically save his life. It's like, I don't think that's how it works, because, yeah, we don't know anything about this parasite. It's an alien, and you're gonna implant it into Haley. It's like, no, when you had that comic. It's like, Haley had that parasite because of you. It's all on Norman. I'm standing on that bridge. I will not budge. Everything is because of Norman Osborn. Which is probably not a hot take, but it's like, it's probably not a hot take, but it's like hashtag blame Norman. Hashtag blame Norman Osborn. It's all his fault. I'm at the protest in front of Oscorp. It's like, it's all on him. It's all on him. It's his fault. But yeah, I think I've said enough about Spider-Man 2. It's probably one of my. I don't think my favorite game of last year, because I still really loved Final Fantasy 16. So, I get, and I like Ranko, but like, it's probably in my top 5 now for favorite games of 2023. Like, I think probably Final Fantasy 16, Raincoat, probably Spider-Man 2. All my top 3 games of 2023. Even though I played Spider-Man 2024, but that's what happens. But like, yeah, it's everything we want from a Spider-Man sequel. The gameplay is still great. It's still a great story. It's still Spider-Man. It's still amazing. Literally, it's the Amazing Spider-Man. It's Marvel's Amazing Spider-Man. No, just kidding. It's Marvel's Spider-Man 2. What can I say? I love Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man so much. I think next week we're gonna continue talking about Spider-Man. We're gonna talk about the Spider-Verse movies next week, because Spider-Man is just an amazing character, and I want to talk more. About Spider-Man. Remember to follow me on all my socials. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, but I haven't done anything with it. Wattpad, Fanfiction. Remember to like and share this episode, and like the episode, share it around, word of mouth, social media. That's how we grow the audience. Remember, fandoms keep you in a box. If you like something, you're considered a fan of it. Like what you like. You don't let anyone tell you otherwise. This has been That Canadian Fangirl, signing off. Later, peoples.